Thursday and Friday, very small chance for some rain. At this point, the system really seems like it's pushing to the south. So another day or two, we may be able to completely remove those rain chances. As of now, we're still kind of watching it. But temperatures late this week, we're going to be in the 50s. Back to you.
Coming up, YouTube may owe you some cash. Details on a settlement reached over the weekend.
Tylenol maker shares drops as a judge weighs receiving autism lawsuits.
President Trump says all the money collected in tariffs could be arriving in some Americans' mailboxes, but how soon would that happen?
A deadly RV fire is being investigated by arson detectives. A man was found late Sunday night inside a burning RV with severe burns and smoke inhalation. The RV was parked in the Roseland neighborhood. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. His identity has not been released. Shares of Kenvue, the maker of Tylenol, fell more than 6% this morning as a judge heard arguments to revive more than 500 lawsuits.
Plaintiffs are seeking damages after the White House announced the link between the use of Tylenol and autism. The lawsuits were originally tossed out in 2024 after a lower court judge questioned the methods used by the experts in the case. During a hearing today, attorneys for Kenvue argue there is no scientific evidence that acetaminophen triggers asthma. Researchers and doctors say the initial trial judge got the expert ruling right.
Doctor, and so I'm going to go where the evidence takes me. And the best evidence is a study out of Sweden with 2 million children that found no causality, no association, if you will, between taking Tylenol in pregnancy and getting autism.
It's unclear whether the court's decision could affect a roughly $40 billion acquisition of Kenvue. That deal is expected to be completed next year.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Tesla is working to make its American cars without any parts from China. Some components have already been replaced with parts made elsewhere. The change could take a year or two to complete. Execs were already working to switch over some suppliers during the pandemic and are now dealing with fluctuating tariffs.
As the Supreme Court weighs whether to uphold the Trump administration's tariffs, the president is teasing rebate checks for collected revenue.
The White House says the payments may come in several forms, including additional tax cuts, but don't expect a check anytime soon.
The president also says it won't happen until next year at the earliest, and the idea still needs to pass several hurdles before it could become a reality.
We will see. We need legislation for that. That would be for working families. We'll have an income limit. Those could go out.
However, the money sitting in government coffers may not be there long. The Supreme Court is deciding whether the president has the authority to issue sweeping tariffs without congressional approval. If the court rules against the White House, the government may be forced to return billions of dollars in collected revenue. If you were part of the YouTube Disney blackout, you'll be receiving a $20 credit. This is in response to a 15-day contract dispute that led to the loss of networks like ESPN and ABC. Roughly 10 million households were impacted by the blackout. YouTube TV subscribers must manually claim the credit through their account settings using a web browser.
After the break, an Indiana hospital is investigating after a woman in active labor was turned away.
She says she gave birth just minutes later in her car. Tia Ewing spoke to the mom and has her story when we come back.
It's starting the day with hope, knowing you're in the right place, having access to advanced treatments and the most experienced cancer experts. When you're facing cancer, it's not just one thing that makes the difference. It's everything, the big, the small, the unexpected, that helps you keep moving forward. Advocate Healthcare, cancer care that makes the difference.
Take a break.
When I pull over, I deliver baby, I call 911 and listen, I'm on my way. I'm coming here. I'm getting off of Calumet. Please inform the police. Please inform the state troopers. Please inform the hospital that we are on our way.
A mother and father say they were forced into a terrifying roadside birth after Franciscan Health Crown Point discharged the mother while she was in active labor. Today, the family's demanding answers, saying they were mistreated, dismissed, and discriminated against.
Tia Ewing just spoke with them and has their story.
Yeah, this is one story that I didn't want to have to report on because to hear the circumstances, it brings up a lot of questions. Leon and Mercedes Wells says they called the hospital to let them know they were coming because she was already in active labor. And when they got there, the expectant mother says she was ignored and allegedly booted out of Franciscan Crown Point Hospital. And she has the video to prove it. Within 8 minutes of being kicked to the curb, she had no choice but to deliver in her husband's pickup truck.
My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we got to transfer her to a different hospital while she's in labor.
Now, while riding in the SUV, Wells gave birth in the family's truck. On the side of the highway, her husband was forced to deliver the baby himself without medical assistance. You see little Alina there weighing 6 pounds, her umbilical cord still attached, and if you look closely, you can see that the truck is still moving. Her dad, Leon, was behind the wheel, rushing to get to the community hospital in Munster, Indiana. What should have been a routine delivery became a traumatic ordeal for the married couple. Early Saturday morning, Wells arrived at Franciscan Health Crown Point. She had her 2.5-year-old daughter at the old location. The couple says their traumatic experience has left them questioning not only the quality of care that they received, but whether they were treated differently because of their race. Wells says she begged them not to discharge her, saying an inexperienced nurse said she was 3 centimeters after being in labor for 6 hours, and then she was wheeled out of the hospital anyway.
Was discharging. I'm like, so when you think she's gonna have baby? Today, tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. Maybe next week. Like, she was real like nonchalant about it. I'm like, so you don't like? She's in labor.
We get on the expressway, 2 minutes in. I'm like, I have to push. So I start pulling my pants down. I'm like, please help me because I need help. Pulling my pants off so I can get this baby out. I have to push. I began to push. The head came out. He's on the phone with 911. My baby's head is out. What do I do? He pulls over to catch the baby because the second time I pushed, she came out. The emotions come in waves. It's like I'm okay at one moment, the next moment I'm like bursting out in tears.
Now, Franciscan Health is the hospital the family was discharged from. They did release a statement. Here is it right there on your screen. The health and safety of our patients is always our top priority. We have launched an internal investigation into the alleged incident due to patient privacy laws and our own policies pertaining to internal investigations. We are unable to comment further at this time. Now, little Elena, here's some good news in all of this. She was doing fine. She came into the world at 6:28 Sunday morning. The family says community hospital is finally giving them the level of care they deserve from the very start. They have now hired a lawyer, taking the first steps toward holding those responsible accountable. And I do want to point out the fact in the 5 o'clock hour, you will see I actually show this video to an OBGYN who's been in practice for 25 years. And you will hear why he says from the very moment she was discharged, there were a whole lot of red flags. We'll have that for you in the 5 o'clock hour. Dawn and Terrence.
Thank you, Tia. Looking forward to that. Cook County property taxes are finally out, and many Chicago homeowners are upset.
Yeah, the bills have skyrocketed. Chicago's South and West Side saw some of the biggest increases. We're talking on an average of 98% in the North Lawndale neighborhood. The sticker shock, even worse for homeowners in West Garfield Park. The average increase there was more than 130%. These are some of the city's most affordable neighborhoods. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas says the issue is downtown commercial property values in the Loop tumbled during the pandemic as offices became vacant and workers shifted to hybrid schedules. And the Loop hasn't fully recovered. A report from Pappas that was released today also showed about 5,300 homeowners who owed nothing last year are getting a bill this year. The payments are due December 15th. We'll have much more on this ahead on the News at 5.
As federal immigration agents are leaving Chicago, some communities are feeling a sense of relief.
And businesses are already noticing an increase in foot traffic.
Leslie Moreno is live in West Lawn with more, including how one business owner is helping his community recover. Leslie.
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, for the first time in several weeks, people are finally starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, safe to come outside. Take a look here behind me. Volunteers busy at work here for about a month now. Rudy, the owner of El Pollo Cris Cris here in South Lawn, has been collecting food from other local businesses to help families impacted. A total of 100 Chicago businesses have made donations thus far. Volunteers then personally deliver the food to families. You know, this comes as many families have been either too afraid to leave their homes to get groceries, to get food, or maybe they just need a little extra help right now. This weekend, he says, it finally felt a bit different. More people walking in, more families out in the neighborhood, and other nearby shops are also feeling and celebrating that relief.
Very difficult to get to everyone, but we're doing it little by little. And not only we're delivering, but it's also walk-ins. Most of the people that don't come is because they're afraid to come out. So those are the people that we're trying to help.
And this effort has already fed 4,000 families. Rudy says he's grateful for all the support he's gotten from local businesses, and he's encouraging other businesses as well to continue lending a hand as well. He says, you know, it's going to take some time for people and communities to fully recover. Rudy here is also still accepting donations, no cash, only food. He says the big need right now is rice, beans, and oil. So if anyone out there would like to make a donation or volunteer, you can just stop by here on 70th and Pulaski and we'll give you more information. For now, reporting live in South Lawn, Les Moreno, Fox 32 News.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's take a live look outside. What a view of Grant Park. Nice and clear, but the rain is coming.
That's right. We are tracking rain moving in late this evening. That's going to linger through the night. I think the heaviest rainfall is actually going to be here during the early morning hours of Tuesday. And then after sunrise, I think it's going to be a little more scattered in nature. So again, the bulk of the rain is going to fall tonight and early morning tomorrow. But that's not the only chance of rain this week. We have a small chance of rain Thursday and Friday. However, I will say that the latest trend with our forecast later this week is trying to push that system farther to the south, so it may not be our problem by Thursday and Friday. For tonight, 39 degrees. We'll have winds 5 to 15 miles per hour out of the east-southeast. Temperatures tomorrow cold and below average, 43 degrees. Scattered showers. We're dry on Wednesday. Thursday, we're back up into the 50s with a high of 54. Back to you.
Thanks, Emily. Still to come, $1 million cleaning mistake.
Recess is going green for Chicago Public Schools. The ribbon cut off another space to grow playground.
And Metro announces its holiday train schedule, but tickets may be hard to get. We'll tell you what people are dealing with next.
Welcome to
This is Trans Awareness Week, and leaders of the LGBTQ+ community are gathering to remember lives lost while also celebrating visibility across Cook County. Commissioner Precious Brady Davis is the first openly transgender woman to hold public office in Cook County. She joined Mayor Johnson and others today to commemorate Transgender Day of Remembrance, which is Thursday. Officials say while it is important to remember lives lost, it is also vital to acknowledge the legacies and opportunities those lives paved.
Across the country, we are witnessing a coordinated effort to restrict health care, limit public participation, and criminalize everyday life for trans people. These are not abstract policy debates. They produce real harm.
Visibility, however, is not a trend, it is survival. Our lives, our stories, and our leadership continue to shape culture, community, and policy. We remain visible because here's the thing, invisibility has never kept any of us safe.
Today's gathering was held at the Center on Cottage Grove, a hub for LGBTQ+ organizations serving primarily Black and Brown communities to collaborate on community initiatives, programs, and events.
Exchange, a high-tech nonprofit training facility on the South Side, opened today in Greater Grand Crossing. Mayor Johnson cutting the ribbon on the $20 million high-tech hub, which over the past 18 months has placed 50 job seekers in positions with business partners, including People's Gas, Aon, and Northern Trust Financial Services. Mayor Johnson touting Exchange's promise to change lives for the better on the South Side.
Students in West Aurora are getting some new wheels. The district has deployed 27 new electric buses, the biggest EV fleet in the state. Transition to a greener future is thanks to a nearly $1 million grant from ComEd, as well as nearly $5 million in additional stacked incentive funds from the Illinois and federal EPA's Clean School Bus programs. The district says the new buses will provide safer rides and better air quality for students.
This remarkable achievement not only provides our district with cost-effective avenue to explore the potential of electric vehicles, but also exemplifies our steadfast commitment to protecting taxpayer interest while embracing cutting-edge technology.
The wheels on these buses are already going around and around all around town.
In Chicago's South Shore neighborhood, students grabbed their coats and headed outside to check out their brand new playground. Myra Bradwell School of Excellence, located on 77th and Burnham, is the latest recipient of the Space to Grow initiative. The Green Schoolyard program has renovated more than 40 lots over the past decade.
How bad can it be? An inside joke goes viral, becoming a key moment in pop culture.
We're talking about the Chicago Bears' 1985 Super Bowl Shuffle music video, The Joke, that led to a history-making celebration and now a documentary. We've got details on how you can watch it.
First, here's a look at how our roadways are looking. Quite a few delays out there. Be safe and get to your destination in one piece, please. Come on back. It's about to be ho, 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 all aboard for Metro's holiday trains. If you had the quickness of old St. Nick yourself, tickets went on sale this morning and they sold out instantly.
Yeah, the seasonal attraction runs on 5 lines featuring holiday characters on decorated trains. The ticket also includes a visit to a North Pole winter wonderland at Millennium Station. While tickets are sold out, you can still catch a glimpse of the train starting December 6th. A lot of people were disappointed, but there's obviously a group that knows when they're going to go on sale.
Yeah.
And they were sold out so quickly.
I always love to see them go by, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never catch it.
Yeah.
Have you caught it yet?
I have.
Oh, I bet it's really
The last 2 years, actually.
Oh, wow.
But we look at the schedules of like when it's going by. And
Yeah, because sometimes Santa's on it.
Yes.
Other times he is still at the North Pole.
Yeah,
right.
busy.
Yeah,
Right.
busy.
But one year we caught Santa going by, actually, and it was a very exciting day.
So he was on a break. You got lucky.
Yeah.
I know Maeve enjoyed that.
She sure did. All right. Shall we talk about the weather?
But not snow, if you don't mind.
You know, no problem. I actually, I don't have to talk about snow.
Good.
Because, you know, originally it was looking like that we could see a couple snowflakes mixing in near the Wisconsin border tonight. At this point, I think it's going to stay north of us.
So
just rain for us. So we can handle that. We have temperatures that are going to be dropping down into the 30s, however, but we will be staying well above the freezing mark. So your futurecast rainfall here, most of us tonight into tomorrow going to be seeing about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain. Most areas, I think, going to be a little bit closer to that 1/4 inch mark. And then your drought monitor, this is where things are stacking up right now. So northeastern Illinois, still struggling a little bit here. We could really use that precipitation. We have moderate to severe drought for many of us. But then south suburbs into northwest Indiana, from Lake Porter into LaPorte County, we've actually been removed from that abnormally dry condition. So we're in decent shape in some portions of the area. But overall speaking, rain is still going to be a very beneficial thing for us tonight and then later on this week too. Your 5-day forecast, tomorrow's going to be cold, breezy. Also, we still have those showers, so it's not going to feel like a very pleasant day tomorrow. We'll have highs right around 43 degrees, 47 on Wednesday, typically for this time of the year. Average highs are down to about 47 degrees, so we're fairly seasonable the next few days, and then we're going above average Thursday and Friday. That's going to put us in the 50s. We're back down to the upper 40s by Saturday, but I do think on Sunday for the Bears game, we're going to be in pretty decent shape. We should have dry skies, and your temperatures are going back up into the 50s. So your satellite and radar, things are pretty quiet for right now. We do have a couple stray showers that are now out over the lake, but for the most part, things are going to be quiet for the next few hours. But then later this evening, especially after 10 p.m. or so, we're going to start to see those showers building in. Brief heavy downpour is going to be possible tonight. And then same thing in some locations tomorrow morning. So I have the clock stepped here around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And all of those pockets of yellows, the oranges that we're seeing showing up here, those are brief heavy downpours that we're still going to have moving through. And it's not going to be a wash of a day tomorrow by any means, but really at any point, we need to be prepared for those showers to come down because we're still going to have some scattered activity around even midday and then into the afternoon. And then looking ahead to Wednesday, high pressure is getting a little bit closer to us. It may try to filter out some of the cloud cover, but I still think that we're looking at mostly cloudy conditions through the day on Wednesday. Temperature-wise, very seasonable. We're expected to be right around 47 degrees Wednesday afternoon. For tonight, we're planning on lows that are going down to about 39 degrees. We'll have east-southeasterly winds, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Again, showers move in after about 10 p.m. or so, and then they're going to linger through the overnight. 7-day forecast tomorrow, 43. Best chance of rain is going to be during the early morning. 47 degrees on Wednesday, Thursday. I think at this point, we're starting to trend toward a drier forecast. So there's going to be a storm system that's likely passing south of the region, but we're still so close to that I'm keeping in a 20-30% chance of rain Thursday into Friday. Most areas likely end up staying dry. We'll have temperatures returning to the 50s. We're in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees on Saturday. Then Sunday for the Bears game, again, things look great. We're going back up into the 50s. We'll be under partly cloudy skies. We'll be right back.
Your source.
If you're trying to elevate your Thanksgiving dinner, here's some advice. Gabriela Primus takes us inside the chopping block where chefs are helping you make this year the best one yet.
Okay, not only does the chopping block have a killer storefront, but they also have really great classes where you can learn a little something for the holidays or beyond. I am with the executive chef and owner here, Lisa Counts. Okay, you have something cooking for us. What's in the pan?
This is our cranberry orange ginger sauce.
Okay.
I feel like cranberry sauce gets a bad rap and everybody just goes to the can, and I wanted to show you a really quick and easy, simple sauce.
Okay, yeah, expand it. So it's a little bit of a twist, and that's what people I think are looking for. All right, this is a loaded question. I know that you guys have a lot here at the chopping block.
Yes.
What do you offer?
We offer cooking classes geared towards the home cook. So our motto is to get this country cooking one class at a time. And so we really want to make sure that we are making it less daunting and a lot more fun.
You know, Lisa, I love it because you're not new to this. You've probably seen a lot of students. You've been in a lot of kitchens before. People can come as they are, right? You don't have to worry too much about your level. And you could be even an advanced cook and still learn something probably.
Exactly. Whether you're just starting out or you've been cooking your whole life, there's literally something for you here at the chopping block.
Okay, I might have missed it. So we're stirring all the ingredients in. Now we're just going to let it kind of simmer?
Exactly. So we started by sauteing some shallot and some ginger and some butter. We added some orange zest, some orange juice, and a little bit of water, just enough to be submerged, and we're gonna let this boil away.
Okay, if people are looking for a cooking class to give gifts to somebody, something from your storefront, or maybe they're just wanting to boost up their skills before the holidays, where can they find more information about your classes?
On our website, thechoppingblock.com, you can sign up for classes right then and there. You can also buy gift cards from the website in order to gift your friends or family a great experience here at the chopping block.
And hold up people too, because if you're a little too exhausted with all the actual cooking you're doing and you forgot about dessert, you have some pie also options available for folks to pre-order. Okay, Lisa, thank you so much for having us. I learned a little something new. You don't have to just stick with the canned gravy, with the cranberry sauce. There's much more that you can learn, and it's nice and easy thanks to Lisa. Okay, well, more information on our website, fox32chicago.com. Looks good. Looks like some arm muscle, too, is needed. But the aroma, man.
Doesn't that smell delightful?
Yeah, I love it.
You have sour, you've got a little bit of that citrus, and it's all going to come together.
Trending today, what looked like a dirty mirror turned out to be $1 million piece of art. A well-intentioned volunteer accidentally cleaned a piece of contemporary art in Taiwan. You're looking at the pictures, so really, can you blame him here? You thought it was just a dirty mirror. It was actually part of an installation meant to symbolize memory and shifting values. Staff jumped in fast, but the piece couldn't be fully saved. The museum has apologized and is now talking with the artist and insurers about what to do next. Curiosity almost getting the best of one cat and his owner after they were surprised by a drone being used to power wash windows.
Hello? Oh my God. Pretzel. What is that? What is that, pretzel?
The woman says the complex did notify her this was happening, but she never got it because their inbox was full. She also says the drone company has apologized, even offered to drop off some treats for her cat, whose name is Pretzel, by the way. The Labubu craze isn't slowing down anytime soon. A movie sharing the viral collectibles could be in the works. Sony Pictures has reportedly picked up the screen rights to the doll brand. Labubus took off in popularity after retailer Pop Mart took over making and selling them. Another factor in the popularity, a member of the K-pop group Blackpink used Labubus as accessories.
We got a mascot tush push in Minneapolis. I think Grimace might have been false start action on the right tackle.
State of the Bears also trending today after joining a group of NFL mascots for a halftime show surprise. This was their best tush push. The showcase of skills were on display during Sunday's game in Minneapolis. The Bears aren't playing on Thanksgiving, but families across the globe may still gather around the TV next week to celebrate the orange and blue. That's because of a new HBO documentary focused on the 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle video.
What do you think of football players doing a rap song and a line dance?
I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl Shuffle.
What the heck have we gotten ourselves into?
The song earned a Grammy nomination, but was initially seen as superstitious and a possible jinx, as it was created before the team had officially secured their spot in the Super Bowl that year. The documentary chronicles the creation of the pop culture phenomenon, featuring behind-the-scenes footage and brand new interviews with players who performed the hit song. The Shuffle hits HBO Max November 25th. But that does it for us at 4. Here are Dawn and Scott.
Thank you, Terrence. Now at 5, travelers feeling some relief after flight restrictions related to the government shutdown have been lifted.
Also, another high-profile official throwing her hat into the ring in the next mayoral race.
And a mother's nightmare. A woman forced to leave a hospital in Indiana only to give birth minutes later. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Dawn Hasbrook.
I'm Scott Sherry. Let's start with the weather tonight because it is crisp, it is beautiful out there, but apparently changes are coming. Let's check in with Emily.
That's right. We are tracking rain going into our overnight. So for right now, we have a couple stray showers that are out there cutting through the far northeastern sections of Lake County, then out over the lake, starting to stretch over into LaPorte County. But all of the showers that you see over in Iowa, that's what's moving our direction for late tonight and into early on Tuesday. Your temperatures right now sitting in the low to mid 40s, so it is rather chilly out there. But typically for this time of the year, your average high is right around 47, 48 degrees. So we're really not too far off from that today. Your evening planner, we're staying dry throughout the next few hours for most areas. Temperatures are going to drop down into the lower 40s by about 8, 9 p.m. or so. And then eventually tonight, we're planning on lows that are going to be in the 30s, but we do stay above the freezing mark, which is wonderful news for your Tuesday morning commute, although you will be dealing with some rain. And I will say at this point, it's looking like we'll be all rain during the overnight. We're not going to have to worry about any snowflakes mixing in. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
A terrifying situation for a local mother who says she was forced to give birth on the road after being forced out of the hospital.
The family says they were discriminated against for their race, and now they're demanding answers. Tia Ewing spoke with them and has that story. Tia.
Well, when they were booted from the hospital, they said by the time they got in the car, 8 minutes later is when their baby came into the world. Leon and Mercedes Wells says they called the hospital to let them know that they were coming because she was already in active labor. And when they got there, the expectant mother says she was ignored and allegedly booted out of Franciscan Crown Point Hospital, and she has the video to prove it.
When I pull over and deliver baby, I call 911 and listen, I'm on my way. I'm coming here. I'm getting off of Calumet. Please inform the police. Please inform the state troopers. Please inform the hospital that we are on our way.
While riding in the truck, Wells gave birth in the family's SUV on the side of the highway. Within 8 minutes of being booted from that hospital, her husband was forced to deliver their baby himself without any medical assistance. And you see little Elena there weighing 6 pounds, her umbilical cord still attached. And if you look closely, hopefully we'll get that video, you can see the truck is in motion. Her dad, Leon, was behind the wheel, rushing to get to the community hospital in Munster, Indiana. What should have been a routine delivery became a very traumatic ordeal for the married couple. Early Saturday morning, Wells arrived at Franciscan Health Crown Point. She had her 2.5-year-old daughter at the old location. The couple says their traumatic experience has left them questioning not only the quality of care they received, but whether they were treated differently because of their race. They're now at the location you see on your screen. They're at Community Hospital. Wells says she begged not to be discharged, saying an inexperienced nurse said she was only 3 centimeters after being in labor for 6 hours. And from there, she was wheeled right out of the hospital.
They was discharging. I'm like, so when you think she's gonna have baby? Today, tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. Maybe next week. She was real nonchalant about it. I'm like, so you don't she's in labor.
Get on the expressway, 2 minutes in. I'm like, I have to push. So I start pulling my pants down. I'm like, please help me because I need help. Pulling my pants off so I can get this baby out. I have to push. I began to push. The head came out. He's on the phone with 911. My baby's head is out. What do I do? He pulls over to catch the baby because the second time I pushed, she came out.
Just looking at that patient, you can tell she's uncomfortable and probably shouldn't be discharged home. But even if you think they're not in active labor, i.e. they're contracting, but they're not making cervical change, you can do something, and we do it very frequently when we call it false labor, meaning you're contracting, you're in pain, but you're not changing your cervix, so it's not true labor. You can still admit people for false labor.
And that was Dr. Abdur Rahman. I showed him the video, and that was his take after being in the industry for 25 years. Now, Franciscan Health and Crown Point, they did issue a statement. Here's what they have to say. The health and safety of our patients is always our top priority. We have launched an internal investigation to the alleged incident. Due to patient privacy laws and our own policies pertaining to internal investigations, we are unable to comment further at this time. As for little Alina, she is doing fine. She came into the world at 6:28 Sunday morning. The family says community hospital is finally giving them the level of care they deserved from the start. They have now hired attorney Cannon Lambert, saying they don't want what happened to them to happen to someone else. In the studio, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
Thank you, Tia. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's proposal for a corporate head tax is dealt a major blow today.
City council members sending a clear message they do not support it. Political reporter Paris Schutz has the latest.
Yeah, Dawn and Scott, this vote today did not go the way the mayor had hoped it would. He wanted to have his budget approved by this week, but City Council had a different idea. Members of City Council's Finance Committee voted down the employee head tax by a convincing 25-10 vote. It was part of a vote on the mayor's entire revenue package, which included, by our count, more than 20 different taxes and fees going up. Now, a frustrated Mayor Johnson said to those alders, fine, if you don't like this, come at me with other ideas.
Ask them if they support raising property taxes in Inglewood and North Lawndale. Ask them if they support collecting a grocery tax. Ask them that. If you ask me, I guess what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you no. Because I believe in being straight up with the people of the city of Chicago. There are two options here. We challenge these big corporations and the ultra-rich to put more skin in the game, or you ask people who are standing in line for bread, milk, and food and clothing, ask them to put more skin in the game.
Now, the vote came after last-minute budget changes, arm-twisting, secret backroom deals to try and change votes. At the end of the day, the head tax goes down, and this vote comes as Cook County property taxpayers opened their tax bills and walloped residential homeowners on the south and west sides are seeing historic increases, partly due to a decline in values in the Loop, which means everyone else has to make up the difference. Mayor Johnson says it's further reason not to propose any property tax hike in his budget. The alders say they do have other ideas.
I want to make perfectly clear that this committee right here is willing and able to stand and work with the mayor to come up with a balanced budget. The notion that we are not bringing ideas to the forefront is a farce. We are willing and able, anytime, anywhere, we will meet to help pass a responsible, balanced budget. We just want cuts and efficiencies.
And then because of this disagreement, the budget is going to be postponed now for a couple weeks. The mayor says, let's cool off, let's come back to this in early December, and maybe there will be a different agreement in place. But that head tax that he wanted is on life support, if not completely DOA. We'll have much more tonight on the Chicago Report. Scott?
All right, Paris, thank you for that. Now to a major announcement from one of our local leaders.
During an interview on Chicago Live, Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas let it slip that she's running for mayor, even though she hasn't made a formal announcement.
I'm in, and I'm not getting out. I just haven't announced.
That sounded like an announcement to me.
Okay.
Okay.
I get out. Why would I? This city needs a gray-haired grandmother who's got the kahunas to get everybody in shape, get everybody in a room, say this is the pie. You can't have a whole piece of it.
Pappas has served as Cook County Treasurer since 1998 and is one of the county's longest-serving elected officials. Her announcement puts her among several high-profile names now considering a challenge to Mayor Brandon Johnson in the next election in 2027. That list includes Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza.
A lawsuit over conditions at the Broadview ICE facility has been granted what's known as class certification. The suit, filed by two former detainees, alleges deplorable conditions, including clogged toilets, no access to showers, little food and water, and no contact with attorneys. Meanwhile, members of the Texas National Guard are leaving Illinois, and Homeland Security is closing its makeshift command center at Naval Station Great Lakes. The moves come as the federal government winding down its immigration enforcement campaign, Operation Midway Blitz. The Texas troops were never deployed locally, as we've reported, due to legal challenges, including a federal judge's order blocking President Trump's edict.
The House is expected to vote tomorrow on whether to release the Epstein files, and President Trump is reversing course, saying he now supports the measure. Previously, the president blocked efforts to release files related to Jeffrey Epstein and his connections to powerful people. Epstein died in prison in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. President Trump maintains he knew nothing about Epstein's crimes, despite the two of them being friends for a time. Despite calling for the release, the president still says it's a Democratic hoax.
And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do.
This is clearly a jujitsu move by the president in his continued cover-up of these files. He is already under a legal obligation to produce these files to Congress and has not complied with the subpoena.
Even if the House votes to release the files, it's unclear if the Senate will do the same. And ultimately, President Trump still has veto power. Good news for those taken to the skies. This morning, the FAA started allowing airlines to resume flights without restrictions, including at O'Hare. The agency canceled thousands of flights over the past week due to staffing shortages related to the government shutdown. The FAA says staffing is back to regular levels. This was a big relief for travelers.
I'm just happy that things are getting back to normal. It was a headache. It cost me time. It cost me money. So happy to be back in the friendly skies, a little calmer now.
The return to normal coming just in time before the Thanksgiving holiday rush. Starting next week, a projected record-setting 81 million Americans are expected to travel.
Well, it may come as a surprise to some this point in the season, but the Bears are, in fact, in first place in the NFC North.
This happening after the Bears pulled off another comeback win yesterday and after the Lions lost on Sunday Night Football.
Tina Nguyen has more.
Yeah, the Bears, guys, they did it again. Another fourth quarter comeback, this time a 19-17 victory over the Vikings that saw Cairo Santos kick the 48-yard game-winning field goal. It may not be pretty, but the Bears are proving to us they are capable of winning. 3 straight comeback wins now, the Bengals, Giants, and Vikings. As for Caleb Williams, it was his 5th fourth quarter comeback of the season, a new single-season record for the franchise, despite sitting top of their division in the NFC North at 7-3. Head coach Ben Johnson simply keeping focus for the week ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're way far away from that. I haven't even been thinking about that. We're still in the 3rd quarter of the season. That's really what we're focused on. We set goals once we hit the halfway mark, and once we make it through the 3-quarter mark, then we'll start shifting our focus. But we're in a good spot right now for where we want to be this quarter of the season, and we got a tough opponent coming in town here on Sunday.
Yeah, no playoff talk there from Ben Johnson just yet. Speaking of Sunday, though, the Bears do host the Steelers Chicago. A 2.5-point favorite right now. Steelers QB Aaron Rodgers suffered a small fracture in his left wrist yesterday. His status for Sunday still up in the air. Don and Scott.
Thank you, Tina. Reverend Jesse Jackson remains hospitalized. His family sharing an update this afternoon saying that he is stable and in good care. The civil rights leader was hospitalized last week with a rare neurological disorder. Progressive supranuclear palsy affects body movements, walking and balance, and eye movements. Over the weekend, the family issued a statement dispelling rumors that Jackson is on life support.
There is a lot more to get to on the News at 5. A major policy change involving Walgreens.
Why the pharmacy giant is cutting back on holiday pay for some of its employees.
A housekeeper in Indiana shot and killed after accidentally going to the wrong door. The shooter tonight facing charges.
We're learning more about a record-breaking drug bust connected to one of the world's most powerful cartels.
No matter
The DEA and law enforcement in Colorado announcing a record-breaking fentanyl bust. Agents say it's connected to one of the world's most powerful drug cartels.
Kennedy Hayes is live in Denver with more on the takedown. Kennedy.
Yeah, Don and Scott, federal agents say this operation prevented fentanyl from flooding communities across the country. They say this is part of an active investigation across 6 states and Mexico, all targeting the Sinaloa cartel, a group the Trump administration recently classified as a terrorist organization.
Approximately 198 kilograms, or an estimated 1.7 million counterfeit fentanyl pills, along with an additional 12 kilograms of fentanyl powder. This marks the largest ever single seizure of fentanyl in the state of Colorado and the 6th largest ever in the United States. Let's be clear, this seizure represents thousands of lives saved.
Video released today shows the bust, which happened last Tuesday. Agents say someone was trying to buy this storage unit when they noticed the drugs and alerted police. Deputies responded to the facility about 15 miles south of Denver. Colorado Bureau of Investigation agents showed up with search warrants and say the storage locker belonged to a drug courier linked to the Sinaloa cartel, who has been in custody since April in an unrelated case. Investigators are not releasing his identity to protect ongoing investigations, but the head of Colorado's Bureau of Investigation says wiretap earlier this year uncovered a larger network moving fentanyl into Colorado. The DEA says the volume of drugs found in the locker indicate a sophisticated operation likely capable of producing millions more pills. Agents demonstrated just how quickly the cartels can make these counterfeit pills. The DEA says just one machine can produce 1.7 million fake pills in just over 2 weeks. And agents say Mexican cartels are targeting Colorado because of its central location into the U.S. and proximity to major highways. DEA agents say also, even though overdose deaths are down nationwide, remains the #1 cause of death for adults ages 18 to 45. In Denver, Kennedy Hayes, Fox 32 Chicago.
An Indiana homeowner has been charged with manslaughter after shooting and killing a housekeeper who showed up at the wrong door. Investigators say Maria Perez and her husband were part of a cleaning crew and went to the wrong address. As they tried to put the keys in the door, Kurt Anderson shot through the door, killing Perez. And now investigators are trying to figure out if the case meets the criteria for Indiana's stand your ground law. Anderson faces up to 30 years in prison if he is convicted.
U.S. immigration officials shifting their efforts from Chicago to North Carolina. Border Patrol agents have conducted 200 arrests in a campaign that's been dubbed Operation Charlotte's Web. DHS says it's a dangerous operation, sharing video of a vehicle that allegedly tried to ram into Border Patrol agents over the weekend. Many Charlotte residents say their tactics are excessive. They accuse officers of racial profiling. One man, a Honduran-born citizen, says agents smashed his window and then pulled him from his vehicle. DHS argues he was acting erratically and ignored their instructions. Urging residents to remain peaceful during encounters with immigration officers.
As the U.S. military ramps up pressure on Venezuela, President Trump is considering holding talks with the country's leader. This potential for diplomacy comes after the U.S. military destroyed another Venezuelan ship over the weekend, and that brings the total to 21 strikes. Now the military's most advanced aircraft carrier is on standby in the Caribbean Sea, along with 15,000 troops as part of Operation Southern Spear. The Trump administration alleges these strikes are stopping the flow of illegal drugs into the country. But some lawmakers think the president is being overly forceful.
This is Transgender Awareness Week. City and county officials shedding light on issues impacting the LGBTQ+ community, including anti-transgender violence. Mayor Johnson among those gathered today to honor others who have lost their lives to anti-transgender violence. He was joined by Commissioner Precious Brady Davis, the first openly transgender woman to hold office in Cook County. Davis says Transgender Remembrance Week is a time to reflect and organize for the future.
As we honor Trans Awareness Week, the question before us is not how we only remember those we've lost, but how we protect those who are still here. That work requires real organizing.
Center on Cottage Grove, an LGBTQ plus community center in the Woodlawn neighborhood, hosting today's event. They provide services to support the LGBTQ plus community throughout the city.
All right, let's update our forecast. Rain is in it. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Emily Walls.
That's right. We're tracking rain showers moving in late tonight. They're going to linger into your day on Tuesday, especially during the morning hours. That's when the bulk of the rain is going to fall. And take a look at how much we're expecting here. So the numbers aren't very big, but any little bit of rain is going to help us out because we are still dealing with those drought conditions. Most of us are looking at right around a quarter to a half inch of rain, a half inch where we see some of those heavier downpours setting up. Otherwise, the majority of us are probably going to end up pretty close to a quarter inch of rain. Futurecasts throughout the next few hours, mainly dry, but notice after about 10 p.m. or so, we start to see this rain advancing through. Brief heavy downpours going to be possible. Some graupel may mix in at times. And then tomorrow morning, we're still waking up to that rain. Brief heavy downpours possible during the early morning commute. But then later in the day, I think by mid to late morning, a lot of us are just going to be seeing cloudy skies, maybe some drizzle mixing in. Notice temperatures, though. It's not going to be very warm tomorrow. We're only topping out in the lower 40s. Once you factor in 10 to 20 mile per hour winds out of the east, it's going to be feeling more like the 30s during the day tomorrow. So your 5-day forecast, we're cold tomorrow. We'll have on and off showers. Dry skies expected on Wednesday with a high of 47. And then on Thursday and Friday, we're trending drier. As of right now, it's looking like the majority of that system likely stays south of us. So we may actually be able to pull those rain chances later this week. Temperatures, Scott, going up into the 50s by Thursday.
And I'm loving that. All right, Emily, thank you. Still ahead at 5. Almost hard to believe that it's been more than 3 decades since Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were murdered. The legal saga involving one of the victims may finally be coming to an end. And a YouTuber arrested after police say he blocked traffic to film. We've got the video. And the heart-stopping moments when Good Samaritans help an officer who got into a fiery wreck. Keep it here.
Here are some stories making headlines across America.
A decades-long feud between the estate of the late O.J. Simpson and the father of Ron Goldman may be ending. O.J. Simpson's estate has reportedly agreed to pay Goldman's father $58 million. Ron Goldman and Simpson's ex-wife Nicole killed in her Brentwood home in 1994. Simpson acquitted of their murders. However, he was later found civilly liable in their deaths. He hadn't paid any restitution to Goldman's family.
Police in New York City have released surveillance images of a suspect in the shooting of an NFL player. New York Jets cornerback Chris Boyd was shot in the abdomen early Sunday morning outside of a restaurant near Times Square. Boyd was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but a friend told the New York Post that Boyd is in good condition. There's no word on whether Boyd was the intended target.
Let's go to Florida, where a YouTuber was arrested over the weekend after police say he blocked traffic all to film content. Body camera shows officers taking Jack Dougherty into custody. Police say they also found cannabis and amphetamines when they searched him. He was released on bond. He's known for controversial prank-style videos. He has more than 15 million followers on YouTube.
We have an officer now. Officer S-A-F-I. Hello?
On North Avenue.
On North Avenue? Yeah, hurry up. He's been in a wreck. His leg is broke.
Good Samaritans in Atlanta helped save a police officer who got into a fiery wreck. Police say the officer was responding to a call when his car crashed into a home and caught fire. You can see a woman using the officer's radio to tell dispatchers what happened. Before first responders could get there, several people nearby helped to get the officer out of the car.
We just went off our heart, how we was raised, you know. When we wouldn't want to see nobody suffer in that type of situation, so we just hopped out and sprung to action.
We just got to just trying to comfort him and let him know that he wasn't there by himself.
The officer was eventually taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Pretty cool one here. A baby sea otter reunited with mom out in California. It all started when experts from a marine mammal center got a call to their public hotline about hearing some distressed cries. They found a 2-week-old pup that had been separated from its mom. The center then took a video of the pup's cries so they could play the sound back in the area so that hopefully mom would pick it up. Eventually she did. And after sniffing around and confirming that the pup was in fact hers, together they swam back into the wild.
Deerfield-based Walgreens is cutting back on holiday pay for some workers. Bloomberg says Walgreens is eliminating 6 paid holidays given to hourly workers, including Thanksgiving and Christmas. It could cost workers hundreds of dollars in their paychecks. The move comes after a private equity firm bought Walgreens in August. Walgreens announced last month that it was laying off about 80 corporate employees.
Well, the last U.S. pennies could be worth an absolute fortune. A report says the last pennies minted in Philadelphia could be worth, get this, about $5 million each. Several will be up for auction in December. The final 5 pennies have a special omega symbol to denote their special status. Rare Coin Price Guide, the Gray Sheet, says prices could be high because of extreme demand among collectors. You may know this, that pennies have been minted in Philly since way back in 1793, but in February, President Trump ordered they stop being minted because they cost a lot more to make them than they're worth.
Well, many of you may have looked disgusted when checking the mail.
Yeah, property tax bills finally got sent out, and they are way up. The neighborhoods, the most impacted.
And raising the final beam, all while raising hope. Still ahead, an update on the Austin Hope Center's West Side project.
I'm Tina Wynn. Later in sports. That's right, the Bears are first in the NFC North, but Ben Johnson explains no playoff talk yet, why the focus is on this week against the Steelers. Plus, the struggling Bulls look to bounce back after last night's double OT loss against the Utah Jazz. Things aren't getting any easier tonight as they look to face Denver. We'll have a preview coming up later in sports.
There's no play.
Now at the bottom of the hour, property tax bills are way up, and neighborhoods on the south and west sides appear to be the most impacted.
Plus, students in Aurora are getting some new electric wheels.
Some communities here say they are feeling a sense of relief as federal immigration agents leave the city.
Leslie Moreno is live in Little Village, where businesses say they're getting more foot traffic. Leslie.
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, for the first time in several weeks, business owners tell me they're finally seeing more people come out, more people comfortable and safe, feel safe to step outside. If you take a look here behind me, this community here is helping those in need. For about a month now, Rudy, the owner of El Pollo Cris Cris in South Lawn, and some of these volunteers here have been collecting food from other local businesses to help families impacted. A total of 100 Chicago businesses have made donations thus far. Volunteers then personally deliver the food to families. This comes as many families have been either too afraid to leave their homes to get groceries, to get food, or maybe they just need a little extra help right now. This weekend, he says, it finally felt different. More people walking in, more families out in the neighborhood, and other nearby shops we spoke with this evening as well, also feeling and celebrating that relief.
It's like this every day for the past month. I started this with a video, and I started out giving chicken from my place. I took it to the homes by myself, and after that, a lot of businesses united with me, and it was too much for me to handle that I had to get help.
And this effort has already fed 4,000 families and counting. Rudy says he's grateful for all the support he's gotten from local businesses, and he's encouraging other businesses to lend a hand as well. He says it'll take time for people and communities to fully recover. Rudy is still accepting donations, no cash, only food. He says right now the biggest need are items like rice, beans, and oil. And if you'd like to help either by making a donation or volunteering, we'll have more information for you on fox32.com. For now, reporting live in South Lawn, Leslie Moreno, Fox 32 News.
Many homeowners are dealing with a spike in their property tax bills, and the burden appears to be shifting more toward black neighborhoods. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas released a report that says the tax burden has moved away from the Loop, where commercial property values have dropped, and moved on to homeowners in lower income areas. West Garfield Park saw the biggest jump, 133% of an increase, nearly $2,000 more on the median tax bill. North Lawndale and Inglewood also saw some of the largest spikes. More than 80% of Cook County homeowners saw their tax bills rise this year. There was a delay in property tax bills being sent out because of a technology upgrade.
Exchange, a high-tech nonprofit training facility on the south side, opening today in the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood. Mayor Johnson cutting the ribbon on this $20 million high-tech hub, which over the past 18 months has placed 50 job seekers in positions with business partners, including People's Gas, Aon, and Northern Trust Financial Services. The mayor touting Exchange's promise to change lives for the better on the south side.
We're investing in our people, in our neighborhoods, and the future workforce. And as we bring job opportunities to Greater Grand Crossing into this incredible neighborhood, an area that has too long been overlooked with a high unemployment rate, it gives us that much more confidence and hope that this city is in the midst of a revival.
Exchange welcomes trainees ages 18 to 55 with a focus on residents from the South Side. The 18-week training program includes IT coursework designed to land apprenticeships and eventually full-time positions in the tech sector.
Students in West Aurora are getting some new wheels. The district has deployed 27 new electric buses, the largest EV fleet in the state. The transition to a greener future is thanks to a nearly $1 million grant from ComEd, as well as nearly $5 million in additional stacked incentive funds from the Illinois and federal EPA's Clean School Bus programs. The district says the new buses will provide safer rides and better air quality for students.
So by this time next year, families on the west side will have access to specialty health care for their kids without needing to come all the way downtown.
The Austin Hope Center celebrated the raising of its final beam today. Casey Cronus is live at Lurie Children's Hospital with more. Casey.
Hey, Don and Scott, that's right. And today's ceremony marks the next chapter of construction for the project. It's located near Chicago and Lawler Avenues and aims to expand equal access to care for kids.
We have to get to the point where the zip code
is not the more important determinant of your health and well-being.
During a topping-off celebration, community members and project stakeholders watched as crews installed the final beam on the Austin Hope Center. A piece of them will always be housed in the structure after signing their names before it was raised. The project is being co-developed by Lurie Children's and Stone Community Development Corporation and aims to bring crucial pediatric care to families in Austin and surrounding neighborhoods who will now have the option to visit their kids' specialists right in their own backyard. King Garrett is a sophomore Model UN student and offered his input on the plans alongside dozens of other area teens.
What it means to me to be a part of this project is, it makes me feel significant. It makes me feel like my voice matters, and I play a huge part in something like this. It's very exciting.
Stone CDC is still working to raise $4.8 million to cover its final loan for the project. The Austin Hope Center is on track to open sometime next summer. Reporting live downtown, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Students at Myra Bradwell School of Excellence are the latest bunch to get a brand new outdoor space. Officials cutting the ribbon on a new playground today. They now have a new track, a garden, and a turf field. Renovations completed by Space to Grow, a local organization that has transformed some 40 playgrounds at schools citywide. The principal there says the remodel reflects the commitment to the community.
This project has really shown that when we come together, we can reawaken joy, pride, and the possibility in a community that deserves so much love and so much care.
Space to Grow plans to transform 4 CPS schoolyards on the east side in 2026. They had some nice weather, albeit jacket weather today. Tomorrow, better bring the umbrella, right?
The umbrella and probably those heavier jackets, too, because your temperatures tomorrow are going to be running even colder, and it's going to be quite a bit windier. So we're counting on an easterly wind tomorrow, 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's going to take a temperature in the low 40s and have it feeling more like the 30s all day long. And we're going to have some rain on top of it. So we have a good chance of rain tonight into early on Tuesday, and then just kind of on and off here or there through the day on Tuesday. Dry skies on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, there's still a very small chance that we could be seeing some rain across the far south suburbs. Most areas, though, trending drier and drier as we get closer to Thursday and Friday's storm system. So your temperatures right now, we're sitting in the low to mid 40s. Tonight, we're going to be dropping down into the upper 30s, which, by the way, is a good thing. So we're staying above the freezing mark area-wide tonight. So with that rain moving through, I think your Tuesday morning commute stays safe from any ice. Your 3-day forecast, tomorrow we're going to have scattered rain showers, otherwise cloudy skies, 43 degrees, wind chills in the 30s. On Wednesday, dry skies were in the mid to upper 40s, which I know still sounds cool, but it's actually near average, and then we're above average by Thursday with highs in the 50s.
An appeals court hears arguments on whether hundreds of lawsuits against Tylenol should be revived. I'm Lydia Hu in New York. I've got more on that story coming up.
Families are challenging Tylenol maker Kenvue once again. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New York is considering whether to revive hundreds of lawsuits against the company.
This comes after the White House announced a link between the use of Tylenol and autism. Lydia Hugh has details.
A U.S. appeals court is weighing a decision to revive more than 500 lawsuits claiming a link between Tylenol and autism in children. Those lawsuits were originally tossed out in 2024 after a lower court judge questioned the methods used by experts in the case. But the plaintiffs are challenging that ruling following a September announcement from the White House.
Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
Researchers and doctors argue there's no scientific evidence to those claims.
I'm a doctor, and so I'm going to go where the evidence takes me. And the best evidence is a study out of Sweden with 2 million children that found no causality, no association, if you will, between taking Tylenol in pregnancy and getting autism.
Tylenol maker Kenvue also insists there is no evidence that taking acetaminophen causes autism or ADHD. The company writing in a statement, quote, acetaminophen is the safest pain reliever option for pregnant women as needed throughout their entire pregnancy. Despite that, the Trump administration continues to advise against its excess use.
To reduce the amount of Tylenol that they give to children as much as possible and only use it when it's absolutely critical.
Now it's unclear whether the court's decision could affect a roughly $40 billion acquisition of Kenvue. That deal is expected to be completed next year. In New York, Lydia Hu, Fox 32 Chicago.
We don't need to tell you it's chilly out there. So wet weather, as Emily has been talking about, on the way.
She's tracking when the rain will arrive in her full forecast.
I'm Tina Nguyen. Next in sports, Bulls continue their West Coast trip tonight in Denver, looking to end a 5-game losing streak. Plus, another fourth quarter comeback right for the Bears, but don't expect any playoff hype. Bears head coach Ben Johnson explains next in sports.
Oh, baby, what a forecast.
Yeah, what a forecast. So out there today, we were cooler than average for some locations, but most of us ended up topping out in the mid to upper 40s. And typically for this, you threw me off there, for this time of the year.
Jokes, I know.
For this time of the year is right around 48 degrees. You succeeded, Dawn, you succeeded. All right, futurecast rainfall. We're tracking rain tonight that's going to continue into our day tomorrow as well, but it's not going to be a ton of rain for a lot of us. We're going to be seeing about a 1/4 inch, some of us closer to about a 1/2 inch of rain, and that's where we see some of those heavier downpours setting up. So satellite and radar, we do have some spotty showers out over the lake, but currently across the area, we're mainly dry, but we have more rain that's well to our west. That's going to move in after about 10 or 11 p.m. Heavy downpour is going to be possible at times, and even a little bit of graupel could be mixing in as well. So don't be surprised if you see that on the ground out there tonight or tomorrow morning. By 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, we're still seeing some rain around, possibly even some brief heavier downpours. But then during the day tomorrow, we're going to see at least just a couple spotty rain showers, maybe some patchy drizzle, but it's not going to be a total washout of a day tomorrow. Skies are going to remain cloudy. We'll have temperatures that only ended up topping out in the lower 40s. And once you factor in easterly winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour, that's going to have our wind chill temperatures really not much warmer than the mid to maybe upper 30s. That's about all we can do for tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're going to dry things out, holding on to the majority of the cloud cover. We may get a glimpse of the sunshine here or there, but most areas likely end up staying dry. Tonight, 39 degrees. We'll have easterly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, 43, 47 on Wednesday. Dry skies, mostly cloudy. On Thursday, there's a very small chance that the far south suburbs could be seeing a couple rain showers. I think most areas end up staying dry at this point. The system really is trending farther to the south. Temperatures late this week, though, we're going into the 50s, and things look good for the Bears game. On Sunday, we'll have dry skies with highs in the 50s.
Snap is back. Hold is good. Sweeps the right leg. Cairo Santos is up. It's good! Good! Good from 48! Cairo Santos mobbed on the Viking logo. Bears win it 19-17. Another comeback drive by Caleb Williams. The Iceman cometh, and the Bears take it from the Vikings.
Yeah, he just said it. Another thrilling comeback for the Bears as they get their first division win of the season.
And they sit in first place in the NFC North. Tina is here with more.
I can't help but watch that and just smile right now, right, guys? Because the Bears are in sole possession of the NFC North right at 7-3 after winning their 3rd straight game. And of course, they did it in comeback fashion. 5 of the Bears' last 6 wins have come from behind. This team just getting really comfortable with some drama there. 7 games left in the season, and Ben Johnson says don't expect any playoff hype just yet.
Yeah, I mean, we're way far away from that. I haven't even been thinking about that. We're still in the 3rd quarter of the season. That's really what we're focused on. We set goals once we hit the halfway mark, and once we make it through the 3-quarter mark, then we'll start shifting our focus. But we're in a good spot right now for where we want to be this quarter of the season, and we got a tough opponent coming into town here on Sunday.
All right, well, he won't talk about it, but we will. Bears currently the 3 seed if the playoffs started today, and according to ESPN, the Bears have a 57% chance to make the playoffs and a 21% chance to win the division. Bears sit alone atop the NFC North for the first time in 7 years, and something Ryan Poles said they were going to do when he was hired in 2022.
We're going to solve problems with open communication and candor. And we're going to consistently put players in position to succeed. And the last thing, the most important piece, is we're going to take the North and never give it back.
Right now, let's see them not ever give it back. Here's the Bears' upcoming schedule, right? It gets significantly more difficult from here. Every team but one is above 500, and they have still 3 divisional games left against the Packers and the Lions. According to the website tankathon.com, this is the 2nd toughest remaining schedule in the NFL.
Sometimes these things happen. Sometimes you just get a charmed season. The Bears are the number 2 team in the NFL this year in 1-score games, right behind the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I don't think this team is great, but this team is in first place in 7-3. So who cares who believes? Who cares if it's pretty?
I don't think they can continue winning like this, but I love what Ben Johnson is preaching, that their best ball is going to be in December. And there is room for improvement. So you stack these wins now, and if their best ball is in December, we'll see what happens. Maybe we're not just talking about
getting into the playoffs. Maybe we're talking about what seed they are in the playoffs.
Well, you can catch the full conversation with Luke Canellis and Danny Parkins and Patrick Manley on CST Daily at 6 p.m. on Fox Local and at 9:30 on your home of the Bears right here on Fox 32 Chicago. Well, after starting the season 5-0, the Bulls have come crashing back to earth. They're just 1-6 in their last 7 games. And listen, it doesn't get any easier tonight. Certainly not against 3-time league MVP Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Bulls are 1-5 on the road, but here's some good news. The Bulls got back Kobe White last night after he missed the first 11 games with a calf injury. He was on minutes restriction, but ended up playing 30 minutes because that's just what happens, right? When you force the game into double overtime. White has been ruled out tonight. Trey Jones is doubtful and Ayo Dosunmu probable with hamstring tightness. Illinois basketball jumps 6 spots to number 8 in the AP poll. They host number 11 Alabama at the UC on Wednesday night. And one more thing on the Bears, right? After hitting the game-winning field goal and getting a game ball, look at the moves here by kicker Cairo Santos here. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Inside the Bears locker room. Got everybody online going crazy right now, guys. We call this the skull gritty. Oh, Scott, any chance you can do that? No?
How about you? You're the one on your feet.
I'm good. I got heels on. Come on, man. I got heels on.
Nice try, Tina.
Scott can actually do it. He just doesn't want to admit
I
it.
just choose not to. Exactly.
We'll be right back.
I'm Tina.
This one is for the dog lovers.
Yeah, AKC, that's the American Kennel Club, releasing the most popular dog names of the year. So let's start with the fellas. Max, Hank, Teddy, Cooper, and Gus, all strong names. As for the ladies out there, it's Bella and Luna and Daisy and Lucy and Ruby. And let's keep the theme because our partners at Paws had their fur ball and it was historic. They raised, get this, $2.1 million. That is a record. Our own Jake Hamilton and Sylvia Perez emceeing the fur ball last Friday. This is really one of the platinum organizations here in Chicagoland. They provide medical care, recovery, and second chances for the city's most vulnerable pets. They are on track to find homes for, get this, nearly 5,000 cats and dogs this year. You know, guys, I'm a volunteer at my shelter, West Suburban Humane Society, and, you know, we try our best, and we're a fraction of that number. That just speaks to the dedication at PAWS. So hats off to them, well earned, and thanks to everybody that donated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, big deal there.
Oh, we're out of time.
We are.
We'll see you tonight at 9.
From Fox 32.